Are you ready for 2 hours of orgasmic pleasure?
Oh my.
Then tune in Fridays at 6 for Ben and Bardwell on KDPS The Edge.
Meow, that's right.
Recapping all things weird and wild throughout the week.
I don't even know what that means.
Politics, entertainment, headlines you won't believe.
What? And commentary you'll have to hear.
Yeah!
Catch
me outside, how about that?
Find Ben and Bardwell at 6 every Friday on KDPS The Edge 88.1.
What I just said.
You're listening to The Edge 88.1, Des Moines' premier radio mashup. Hey, if you haven't already, check out our website, gvumedia.com.
Love this website.
It's a great website. On there, you can listen to us live. What else can you do, Noah?
You can see a lot of student stories that are posted.
That's right. One of the ones that caught my eye was student athletes contributing back to the community. And just the way that some of our Grandview athletes here in Central Des Moines give back. Just like our boy Noah over here is part of the soccer team. I know he gives back a lot. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So if you have a little bit of time, check out gvumedia.com. You can always listen to us live. You can even, I believe there's a link to our webcam on there. Check us out, gvumedia.com. You're listening to The Edge 88.1. Next up is Cool Girl by Toblo. You know what, Noah? Did you know that you're listening to KDPS 88.1?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Did you also know that this world is getting crazier by the minute?
Well, if I check my watch, I'd say that's about right.
About right. Well, it's getting so crazy that Matt Parker and Trey Stone of South Park, of the Book of Mormon, many other satirical productions, we'll say, are saying that it's too difficult and they literally cannot make fun of Donald Trump anymore.
Interesting.
It's getting too difficult. In a quote from them, they said, "It's tricky now because satire has become reality." How depressing is that? I guess if they can't make fun of stuff, well, someone else is going to have to take the throne. Next up on the Edge 88.1 KDPS, some Bring Me the Horizon for you with Throne. All right, now some hot stuff in the news today on KDPS 88.1, where we provide you all what's upcoming and fresh in the news. UC Berkeley just had a humongous riot because of Milo Yiannopoulos. He's a right-wing speaker of sorts, and UC Berkeley in California just had a huge campus riot, like massive, like destroying cars and stuff. Now, Donald Trump, our savior, has tweeted out that if UC Berkeley does not allow free speech and practices violence on innocent people with a different point of view, hyphen, all caps, no federal funds.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, we looked into it. Unfortunately enough, he doesn't quite have the power to do that on his own.
Okay.
Deny anyone federal funds like that. But honestly, I think if students on campuses want to act like that, want to wild out like that, cause trouble, maybe it is time to start retracting funds from them.
Did they label it as a protest, or was it as a riot?
Yeah, they labeled it as a protest. I believe UC Berkeley responded with an email after the riots, not to Donald Trump, saying that there were 100 of off-campus people in ninja-like costumes using paramilitary tactics just to cause this riot. Wow. It's actually insane. Just look into it. We'll tell you more later on KDPS 88.1. For now, No Church in the Wild is up next with Jay-Z and Kanye West featuring Frank Ocean. You're listening to The Edge 88.1. Now we're going to lighten up the mood here a little bit. We've been pretty serious. Now, Noah, I'm sure you know about Hooters.
Yes, my favorite restaurant.
Your favorite restaurant. I don't know. Twin Peaks offers some stiff competition. Hooters is opening up a more family-friendly option for those that would like a greatest hits version of their menu. So if you want chicken wings, you can now go to this new restaurant called Hoots, a Hooters joint.
Okay.
And get your favorite chicken wings from a counter service sort of option, and presumably everyone's well clad At least we're hoping so.
Well, considering it's a family restaurant.
Well, we're hoping it's supposed to be a more family-friendly
Oh, okay.
option.
Gotcha.
Hopefully. I suppose we'll see. Fooders can always surprise us. Next up on Edge 88.1 is Arsonist Lullaby by Hozier. You're listening to The Edge 88.1, and that was Sleeping Dogs by Zach Wilde and Corey Taylor. Noah looks like he loves it over here.
I do.
You love that song? Is that your favorite?
It is my favorite song.
Yeah? Well, I'm about to get on a favorite place to eat. It's downtown, 4th and Court. It's opening late February. It's the new Hy-Vee.
Okay.
Yeah, they've actually got an opening date for the thing. And it looks like they're going to do a bunch of like fast casual dining options as opposed to like a traditional grocery store. So it's going to be like fresh produce and all that kind of stuff.
Believe it or not, I have worked at Hy-Vee.
Have you? So have I. I think you're required to work at Hy-Vee to be like a Midwestern.
Yeah.
Or
Probably.
like an Iowa.
What'd you do at Hy-Vee?
So I did cans and bottles, among many things, but that
Okay.
was my primary activity.
I was a produce man myself.
Got it. See, I slacked off a lot on cans and bottles duties, so I ended up in produce more often than not, tucking to the salad bar girls.
Gotcha.
That's right. Oh yeah, Slick Rick. What's up? Hey, how you doing? Speaking of the salad bar girls, next up on KDPS is "I Hate You, I Love You" by Nash featuring Olivia O'Brien. You know, kind of indicative of my escapades back in Ivy. Keep it tuned to Edge 88.1 for all things current. You're listening to the Edge 88.1. We hope you don't self-destruct. But what I do hope is that we can make more dreams come true. So just like Make-A-Wish, you know, usually makes dreams come true for kids that are terminally ill. The Ohio Police Department made a wish come true for this teen who has leukemia in Ohio. And what was on her bucket list? She wanted to taser someone. Several volunteers for that. So I was just wondering, Noah, what's on your bucket list?
There are a couple things, you know, the basics, skydiving, visiting Hawaii, which I'll be doing this spring break.
Ooh la la.
I like to go to Europe, try some foods, you know.
Go to Europe and try some foods. You don't want to taser anybody? You sure?
I don't know, I feel so bad tasering someone. Like, I would never want to be tasered.
No, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of fun. Who knows? Maybe someone will ask you to, and that'll change your mind. Warm your soul.
Electrify.
Absolutely. Well, next up on Edge 88.1 is Prayer for the Damned. Now, make sure you let us know what's on your bucket list during this next song. You can hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. On Twitter at KDPS88 and on Facebook at KDPS Radio. So let us know during Prayer for the Damned by 6 a.m.
This is KDPS The Edge 88.1. Ben and Bardwell here.
Absolutely.
Ben, as you said earlier, I am on the soccer team here at Grandview University.
It's because I always speak the truth.
So I wanted to give a little update on how the United States is doing right now with some international friendlies that are going on. A couple days ago they played Serbia. They tied them 0-0. And tonight they're playing Jamaica.
Ooh,
Jamaica me
crazy, man.
6 p.m. Central Time. It's an international friendly, and a lot of the players that aren't considered starters are getting their chance to shine.
Aww. Isn't that usually what they do when they aren't worried about a team?
Usually, but in the United States case, they should be worried about every team right now.
Maybe they should be. Maybe they should, keep a lookout.
This is the Edge 88.1. Up next, we got Remember We Die by Gemini Syndrome.
No, I only hear what I want to, and it's the Edge 88.1.
This is the Edge 88.1, Ben. And
Oh, excellent. But I'm only hearing what I want to. Des Moines Premium Radio Mashup.
Ben, do you ever get nervous when somebody's checking through your search history?
All the time. I try and refrain from that, if at all possible.
Well,
Beat
if
them
you
off
check
the
through
stick.
my search history, Ben,
Uh-oh.
the top website that you would see
Horrible human.
is
Okay,
www.gvumedia.com.
that's better.
on this website, you can find a plethora of student stories, student videos, and one that caught my eye is about our very own Grandview University ninja.
Ooh, we got a ninja on campus?
Yes, sir. Zach Amon is known for getting his black belt in Taekwondo, but
Okay.
it's not
I know
just
some people that have
just
the black belt.
a normal black belt because Zach has cerebral palsy.
Ooh.
So the story is
That
all
poses an
about
interesting challenge.
the different difficulties and ways he had to overcome and really discover himself and figure out how to achieve this goal
That's pretty cool. Where can I find that?
at www.gvumedia.com.
I love it.
This is The Edge 88.1. Up next, we got The Ocean by Mike Perry feat. Shy Martin. This is KDPS, The Edge 88.1. Ben and Bardwell here.
That's right. KDPS 88.1, ICMA Radio Station of the Year for 8 years in a row. We just got the plaque delivered to us.
It's very, very shiny. But, Ben, are there any noises or sounds that really just set you off? Styrofoam, people eating chips
Yeah.
too loudly?
Yeah, typically customers. I mean, you know, just styrofoam and chalkboard nails. That's what I meant.
Over in the UK, they recently did a study about people who react to these sounds and they just respond aggressively, and there's something wrong.
So it's like a trigger word, like one of those Soviet things
Kind of.
where they like trigger their agents.
It's kind of like that where their interior
Chad's
insular
just like-
cortex is overactive in mesophia. And so
Interesting.
when they hear these sounds, they experience just extreme anger and extreme discomfort.
See, I get the same thing. It's just usually only when Donald Trump tweets.
So the only way that these people can get over their problems is through earplugs, and also on top of all the unfortunate effects, caffeine and alcohol make it worse.
Wow, that seems like my regimen.
This is
Not bad.
KDPS, The Edge 88.1. Next up, Bang Bang Green Day.
Station of the Year, people.
This is Ben and Bardwell on The Edge 88.1. Ben, I've got a weird piece of news for you.
Oh, I can't wait.
Zoologists have discovered a way to study orangutans' mating habits.
With the video camera.
Not quite.
Oh,
They have
that seems like a home run for me.
close, very close. They started to call their new experiment or observations a Tinder type dating service for orangutans.
My.
So what they'll do is they'll take
apps now.
they'll take a tablet and show pictures of international male orangutans throughout the world to female orangutans and try to help them choose a mate before they send the male orangutans over.
Okay, but what if you're not a Bears fan?
I don't know, you're just gonna have to
All right. So it's Tinder for orangutans, like the swiping and everything.
Well, the thing is, they haven't found a tablet that an orangutan won't immediately smash on the ground.
something a little bit more durable.
Yeah, so right now they just have zoologists showing them the pictures of the orangutans and taking notes about how they register the different orangutans, making different facial expressions, and whether or not if they bring an orangutan over internationally, if it affects their first date.
Okay, so how long is it before they go, okay, Daisy, now slap me left or right? A like or a dislike? Excellent.
Hopefully with some less breakable tablets, we'll be able to see some...
Hey, who knows? It could be on America's Funniest Home Videos.
Ben and Bardwell here on The Edge 88.1. Up next, we got Starving, Haley Steinfeld and Gray feat. Said. This is KDPS The Edge 88.1. Ben and Bardwell here. Ben,
What's up?
I know that you're a good Samaritan.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. I mean, if you're talking to a judge, yes, I absolutely am.
I figured that you'd identify with this story. A man in Colombia was out having a good time at a bar, and he realized, and this man approached him and said he didn't feel comfortable driving home because he'd had a few drinks. And this man is his name's Greg Kreiser, is a good Samaritan like you, and he ended up driving this guy home.
Oh, that's very nice of him.
But the only thing is, he ended up robbing a bank on his way home.
Oh, that's less good of him.
So the way it happened is, the man was just like, oh, I just need to make a couple stops. I need to stop at the convenience store. Then he goes to the bank, and he comes back, and the man drops him off at a shopping center and says, oh, I'll walk to my motel from here. And the man says, okay, drives away, sees the cops on his way back from dropping the man off, and he just gets a wrong gut feeling inside his stomach, so he says something to the police, and they end up catching him, and thankfully to that good Samaritan.
Yeah, that seems like the right thing to do. Quite a wild night. Quite a wild night of drinking.
Yes, sir.
Enough to make you swear off it for a while, maybe.
This is the Edge 88.1. Up next, we got Dead and Gone Trivium. This is the Edge 88.1. Ben and Bardwell here. Ben, I wanted to tell you about
What's up?
Edward Evans.
Edward Evans. Who's Edward Evans?
Edward Evans is a man who is
A
made
myth?
of steel.
A legend? Oh, made of steel, no less. Okay. This I can run with.
Edward Evans had a rare infection in his sternum,
Okay.
so he had to get that part of his bone removed right in the center of his chest.
Mm-hmm.
And during this time period, for a couple weeks when he didn't have that bone, a single blow to his chest, to his exposed heart and stuff, probably would have killed him. And he's a very
Away
active
from
guy.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah. 1-inch punch.
The 1-inch punch. Absolutely.
So doctors did this revolutionary thing where they made a 3D titanium print of the sternum bone that they needed and implanted him. And he's the first man in the UK to have this sternum implantation.
So he's a man of steel.
Man of steel.
So he can leap tall buildings in a single bound.
I don't know if he can leap
Fly like a jet plane.
tall buildings in a single bound, but he might be able to move side to side. Next, Ariana Grande, feat Nicki Minaj.
Alright, that was Sucker for Pain on Edge 88.1. And you know what, Noah? I think I am a sucker for pain, because I just got a speeding ticket today.
What?
Now, it wasn't like, a police officer issued speeding ticket. It was from the cameras.
Oh, those are the worst.
I know, and I just can't keep away from them. But I looked into it a little bit. Now, because I don't like getting tickets, I don't think you like getting tickets, I don't think anyone likes getting tickets, I looked into it a little bit. And there is a bill in the Iowa Senate right now to ban speeding cameras throughout Iowa.
So you might be able to get out of this ticket, is what you're telling me.
Who knows, I might try. I, for one, am in favor of banning them all, because generally they generate revenue from out-of-state companies. Senator Richard Taylor of Mount Pleasant said, I think that cameras are there for one purpose, and that is to create revenue, and I am not in favor of it. Now, I agree with Senator Richard Taylor, but on the other side of things, the Des Moines Police Chief, Dana Wingert, testified to the Senate about these speeding cameras, specifically about the one on the eastbound lanes of 235, which is the one that caught me.
Yeah.
Saying that there's a slight curve and an incline where it isn't safe to park a patrol car on the shoulder so they can't monitor that stretch of road, and saying that the cameras have calmed traffic on that stretch considerably.
So without the police officers there, the camera kind of helps out.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Now, I don't believe him any, but, I guess we can all push our own agenda. We can call our representatives, and we can see what we can do about it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, be engaged in your local community. All right, next up on Edge 88.1 is Heathens by 21 Pilots. That was all in my head. Flex. if you haven't been checking out our website, www.gvumedia.com, you really should be. You know why, Noah?
Why's that, Ben?
Because there's some really cool stuff on there. That's
Yeah,
why.
there is.
So if you go and you take a look at our student stories under there, you can find some really interesting things, because we've got some really interesting people around here, like one of our friends, Andrew Tressel, also called Wheels, who's actually a black belt in Taekwondo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, I believe he's a third dan black belt, and he's wheelchair bound. And you can read his story on www.gvumedia.com to find out more. So, go check it out. While you're looking at it, I'll provide you some music. This is Gavin DeGraw with She Sets the City on Fire. Check it out. All right, Noah, so you're listening to Edge 88.1. Now, I know there have been, like, companies in the news that have been doing some fantastic things lately, like a ton of maternity leave or some paternity leave, for those who have new kids.
Yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, it's really important to, get to know your new child and take care of them in those first couple months. But beer maker Brewdog is going one step further and offering paternity leave.
Oh, okay.
So that is 1 week of paid leave for employees who get a new puppy.
Paid leave.
Paid leave. If you rescue a dog or get a new puppy and you work for Brewdog, that's 1 whole week off. I've never heard of a better reason to go down to the pound.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, they're going to be the first company in the United States, or in the world, in fact, to offer this kind of leave, so you can attend to your new and hopefully housebreak your new puppy.
Cute.
Well, let's hope it's a wake-up call for the rest of the industry. Next up on Edge 88.1 is a wake-up call by Nothing But Thieves. You're listening to the Edge 88.1. Now, Noah, while we're talking about innovative, strange company ideals, company structures, there's a Swedish software consultants firm named Crisp. Now, the name is not the weird part. The weird part is that they don't have a CEO. And they're totally fine. What would it be like if you didn't have a boss to report to?
You get your own work done. I mean, you don't have somebody looking over your shoulder all the time.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice, right? Oh. Anyway, the board does all the CEO stuff with a few roles divvied up between coworkers, and then they have a meeting 2 or 3 times a year to decide big stuff like office moves and things like that. They have hand signals to decide when they want to move on to the next topic. No, I want to veto this. They're totally autonomous. Sounds like a fantastic idea.
So they have a lot of different positions, like financial advisor, that kind of stuff. They just don't have the main job as the CEO of the company. They
just decided one day, we don't need it. We're done. I can tell you one thing, I'd be coming in with a lot more flip-flops. Absolutely. Next up on Edge 88.1 is Kids by One Republic. See you when I get home. You're listening to the Edge 88.1.
That was beautiful.
Thank you, Noah. Now, Noah, picture this. North Carolina, Alexander County. It's late at night. You hear scraping outside your house. You think nothing of it. It's a rural area. Maybe it's a tractor going by. You go out in the morning, and your lawn ornament's gone. Isn't that funny? Now, lawn ornament thefts and that kind of petty stuff happens all the time. It's, as kids do that. The thing that makes this unique is that the lawn ornament was valued at over $1,000 and that it weighed 3,000 pounds. It was a giant painted concrete rooster.
So you're telling me somebody snuck into my lawn and stole my giant rooster statue?
Maybe not your lawn, but a lawn in Alexander County, North Carolina. Now, they say the local sheriff said that they have had that kind of theft before, and just not maybe of that size.
So it's kind of impressive that they were able to pull this off. It
is really impressive. Now, I don't know about you in high school, but I would have never had the time or ingenuity to pull off such a such a heist.
I don't even know what I'd do with the giant rooster statue. I mean, it's valued for a lot of money, I guess, but
Yeah, but I mean, are you going to sell that on Craigslist? What are you going to do with it?
I mean, people are gonna know. Like, there can't be that many giant rooster statues if you try to sell it.
Someone's going to figure it out. Someone's going to figure it out. Oh well. Who knows? Maybe they just wanted, a big old rooster in their lives. You're listening to The Edge 88.1. Next up is Remember We Die by Gemini Syndrome. You're listening to The Edge 88.1. Now, Noah, I know you're crushed by the theft of the giant lawn.
Severely crushed.
Rooster.
Heartbroken. Several pieces.
I can tell. He hasn't stopped crying since we went off air. But one of the things that you can do, apparently, to guard your belongings is not an attack dog, but an attack squirrel. That's right. So, a teenager whose name is being withheld for obvious reasons, because he is a teenager, was attempting to break into a gun safe when, and I quote, a squirrel attack scared him, obviously, because he wasn't expecting to have, a squirrel come flying out of nowhere at him.
That sounds pretty crazy.
That's right. So this couple found a squirrel in their back garden. It was like a week old. They nursed him back to health, and they were keeping him inside the house. He uses a litter box and everything.
Wow.
Totally thwarted a burglary. Never knew it. They say its temperament is like a cat, except
okay.
that I don't know about you, but my cats, they won't even give it up.
They wouldn't be protecting your giant rooster statue.
They would not protect my giant rooster statue or my gun safe or anything in between. And totally apathetic to burglary. Anyway, next up on Edge 88.1 is Stay by Kygo. You're listening to the Edge 88.1. That was Stay. Now, Noah, our president, Donald Trump, has been in the news for some maybe not so savory things.
Definitely.
Right? Twitter ramblings, bad decisions, good decisions, this, that, and the other, executive decisions, all sorts of stuff. Now, maybe one of the most offensive things he's ever been in the news for. That's what we got today. He made Chris Christie eat meatloaf.
Can you repeat that for me, Ben?
He made Chris Christie eat meatloaf.
I can't believe it.
I know, I'm shocked too.
How can we have a president who's making other people eat meatloaf?
I don't know. He told everyone else at the New York diner while they were out to eat to get whatever they would like. Whatever they want. Everything's good. He said, Chris and I will have the meatloaf. I, for one, am shocked.
I can't believe
This
he'd
is
make such an
outrageous.
assumption that Chris Christie would be interested in meatloaf.
How dare he? Terrible offense.
Red flags raised all
Red
across
flags.
the country.
All right, you're listening to the Edge 88.1. This next up is City of Angels for you by Catherine Dean.
This is the Edge 88.1 with Ben and Bardwell. Ben, I wanted to start off by talking about our awesome website, gvumedia.com.
That's right, it is an awesome website.
At this website, you can find a lot of content produced by Grandview students. Most recently, a story was produced by Alyssa that features Christy and Blake, the service dog she is training.
That's true, we produced that just the other day.
This story gives an insight into Christy's busy life as a student here at Grandview and her interest in training service dogs. You even get to see a few tricks.
That's true.
You can check out all these kinds of student-driven stories at gvumedia.com, and this is the Edge 88.1. Up next, we have Prayer for the Damned. You're listening to the Edge 88.1 with Ben and Bardwell.
That's right. No, why does it feel so good?
Well,
Because it's the Edge 88.1, that's why.
of course. It always feels good over here on the Edge 88.1, Ben.
That's correct.
Ben, you know I'm a soccer player here at Grandview University.
That's right.
So I'd like to give you a little education, connect you to the world of the European football,
I'd love to hear it.
Over in the Europa League, two teams played each other, Manchester United and St. Anne. Manchester United is based in England, and then St. Anne is based in France.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about this game is that there are two brothers that played each other, one for St. Anne and one for Manchester United, the Pogba brothers.
Just like Peyton and Eli.
Yeah, and
back in the good old US of A.
The mom, yeah, it's exactly like that. And the mom, it was really funny. They kept panning to her, and she was wearing a shirt with each team on the same shirt, and she had like a scarf on with each of the team's colors, and she said she was hoping for a draw, and
so she can love both of them equally.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, Manchester United ended up winning 3-0.
That's right. My boys, Man U.
But it was a good game, and I know my mom in that situation, she'd definitely be doing the same thing.
Oh yeah.
You're listening to The Edge, 88.1. Up next, we have Black Honey by Thrice. This is The Edge, 88.1. Ben and Bardwell here. Ben, what's your favorite type of food to go out to get?
You know, if I'm in a pinch, I think I gotta go. I usually go to like Hy-Vee, get some Hy-Vee Chinese.
Oh, I really like Hy-Vee Chinese too. I recently found out today that one of the fortune cookie writers, he's been working, Donald Lau, he's been working for 30 years as a fortune cookie writer. Recently gave up his job as the fortune cookie writer and passed it down to his nephew.
Wow. That's a legacy right there.
Definitely. He decided to, because he just started producing less fortune cookie stories. He produced 2 to 3 a month, when back in his prime he would produce over 100 a year.
You know what? That's just as well, because like anymore when I go to Hy-Vee Chinese and I look at my fortune, it just says, "Why are you back here? Then can't you cook for yourself?"
It's too good. It's too good, man. You gotta get some Chinese.
It is. I might have to go get some later. Now, if you like this story and you want to check out more about it, we just posted a link on our Twitter at KDPS88. Be sure to follow us for more stuff. Noah.
Yes, man.
Your fortune is telling me what's next on Edge 88.1.
Up next, we got This Is What You Came For, Calvin Harris feat Rihanna.
I love it. What do you love, Noah?
The Edge, 88.1.
That's right.
Ben and Bardwell here.
Great answer.
Ben, I consider myself a consumer of a lot of different types of music, and recently Kodak Black came out with a new music video, and it featured the Cash Me Outside girl.
That's right, Danielle Bergoli.
How about that?
Cash Me Outside. She is featured in the Everything 1K music video by Kodak Black, like you said. She's sitting on the hood of a Rolls Royce. She's throwing cash. I think she's throwing 20s. There's 100 in there, but I think she's mostly throwing 20s.
What do you think this is going to do to her image, Ben?
You know, I don't know if she can. I don't know if anything can harm her image more than she can. She was just back on Dr. Phil not that long ago saying, "I'm the best thing that happened to you since Oprah. I made you." That's a lot of ego for a 13-year-old.
Yeah, Dr. Phil's been around a long time. It's pretty interesting to see her sudden reaction to all this fame that she's been getting.
Yeah, I can't imagine it'll end well. I mean, it's already obviously downhill, but I can't imagine this will end well for her.
Well, maybe once she gets through all this, she might be stronger. Up next, Stronger Through Fire. You're listening to KDPS The Edge 88.1. This is KDPS The Edge 88.1. Apparently, Ben, Snuggies are blankets with sleeves.
That's
and not priestly robes.
Priestly robes? No. They're backwards robes.
Backwards robes?
They're just backwards robes. That's all Snuggie is. It's a backwards robe with no water wicking capabilities and no belt loop things.
Well, Ben, the trade court is going to disagree with you on this.
What?
There's currently a dispute over the taxation of importing Snuggies into the U.S., and the judge ruled Snuggies as blankets with sleeves, and they're not the same as priestly or scholastic robes. The reason being because the tax is different for each of these different items. So
were they trying to argue that they were scholastic robes?
Yes, because they had to figure this out because the taxing for the blankets is only 8.5% to import, but the taxing for the robes is 14.9%.
Why are they taxing more for That's strange.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, kind of a weird debate to have in the trade court, you know.
Especially for an as seen on TV thing. You know the next worst as seen on TV product that I've seen lately?
What's that?
It's that avocado thing. So it's got like a little slicer on one end, it's got like a depitter thing in the middle, and then it's got like a little separator so you can do all your avocado slices at once. And I just look at it and I go, all that's done by a knife. I already own a knife. What are you doing?
Don't need your avocado cutting and made even easier, I guess.
That's right. I'll cut my avocados with a knife and I'll wear my backwards robe. Just,
do your own thing, Ben.
I'll just do my own thing.
Up
Fly
next,
on my own star.
for you, maybe some avocado. By All That Remains on KDPS The Edge 88.1.
But
This is The Edge 88.1 with Ben and Bardwell. Ben, everybody forgets things sometimes. I know I do, like with my car keys, or like maybe an appointment or something once in a while, but...
Oh, all the time. Like where speed cameras are, that I'm doing 71 into 60.
That'll get you, but...
That'll get you in the end.
Mick Jagger takes the cake. A headline recently read that Mick Jagger forgot a 75,000-word memoir that he wrote back in the 80s.
What? So he wrote a memoir back in the 80s, which is like... I mean, first off, that's like... He's done so much stuff since then.
Mm-hmm.
That's like missing volumes, but that's like a huge memoir.
Yeah, 75,000 words isn't something little that you could usually forget.
No.
And whether he forgot it on purpose or not is kind of a blurred line. One of his editors came to him in 2014 and said, "Hey, we can rewrite this intro, say this was something far in the past that I wrote," but pretty much it was outright rejected.
Monetize that. It was rejected by Mick Jagger.
Yeah, the publishers pretty much just said, "No way, we're not going to be publishing that." So unfortunately, I don't think we'll be getting to see that anytime soon.
That stinks. Hopefully WikiLeaks gets a hold of it. I would love to read that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting to get kind of an unfiltered Mick Jagger.
Back in his popular days, absolutely.
Speaking of popular days, popular band 21 Pilots we have up next on KDPS The Edge 88.1 Ride.
It's unbelievable. No.
It's Des Moines radio mashup, KDPS 88.1 The Edge.
That's right, Noah.
Then I've got one last piece of weird news for you today.
Most excellent. What is it?
So there's been all the controversy about immigration and how tough it's been to travel lately in the U.S.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
And I know last week I talked a little bit about how some people's canes have been confiscated because they had hidden swords in them and they didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
And another weird thing that's been confiscated from these two Mongolian women is 42 pounds of horse meat.
Oh. So that's something to try and bring on a plane.
Apparently, in Mongolia, it's a type of medicine that they can use. They like to use this kind of meat for, and they wanted to bring it back over to the U.S. to use.
How does a Mongolian made right qualify as medicine?
You'll have to ask them yourselves, Ben, but that's just one of the extra weird things that's been confiscated. If they actually had a permit, there wouldn't be a problem with them bringing that meat into the country, but they're concerned about how it would affect other livestock or
Got
meat.
it. So I have to get my permit before I carry my Mongolian horse meat in the air.
Yeah, before you stuff your suitcase and you're like trying to plan your packages and stuff, you need to make sure you have the proper permit before you bring the 42 pounds of horse meat that you'd like to take back from Mongolia.
Gotta travel with. Got it. I'll look into that next time.
For sure. Up next, No Church in the Wild. This is 88.1.
That was Same Old Blues on KDPS 88.1. What's up, Noah?
How's it going, Ben?
It's going all right. And you know what? Those Same Old Blues voted against this bill that just went through the Senate. And this bill allows your internet service provider to sell your browsing history to advertisers. And the Senate voted entirely with party lines. All Democrats voting against, and all but 2 Republicans voting for it. It's insane.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. I don't know how I feel about having my search history up for grabs for different companies to see.
I know, right? I don't want my girlfriend seeing my search history, much less a company.
Exactly, and you already get like some of those like creepy ads, like after you Google something and you're trying to like buy a dishwasher or something, and then the next day it's like, oh, buy a dishwasher unit. Yeah, you know you want it.
Yeah, it's like a week later. It's like, no, Amazon. I already purchased shoes. I went to Kohl's. Leave me alone. Next up on the Edge 88.1 is Phantom Bride. Check that out while I guess I check out a dishwasher and maybe some more shoes. What's up, Noah? That was Capsize on Edge 88.1.
How's it going, Ben?
It's going great. Hey, you know, speaking of stuff on the internet and possible search history that I don't want people finding out about. So, in this province in northern Turkey, I think, let me see if I can pronounce this for you. Kastamonu. You're shaking your head, but I think that's right. I think that's as close as I'm going to get with that.
I'll give it to you this time.
So they have loudspeakers for, you know, emergency broadcasts and stuff like that. Much like we have emergency broadcasting system here. Except that some prankster got a hold of their frequency and played, well, we'll just say the audio from an indecent movie.
Oh.
Authorities are currently on the lookout. But, you know,
so can somebody go to jail for this, or?
I think so. Well, it's Turkey after all.
Okay.
I don't want to be caught in Turkish prison.
Yeah.
Especially not for doing that. Who knows? It might be his final song. Next up on Edge 88.1 is Final Song by Mo. That was some Metallica for you on the Edge 88.1. Now, Noah, it's time to plug our favorite website. www.gvumedia.com.
That is my favorite website, Ben. How'd you know?
My most favoriteest. Now, Noah, we've just posted a bunch of new travel stories.
Yes, one of them is mine.
I believe it is. But one of them is also from our friend AJ Lepore, and you can view it on what website?
gvumedia.com.
That's right. You can investigate how AJ went to Iowa City as a child to get his conjunctive dermoid removed from his right eye.
Oh my.
It's an interesting story. You can also check out mine from last year and just a bunch of other student content there on www.gvumedia.com. You should probably avoid Noah's at all costs, to be honest. I mean, let's be fair here.
I mean, if you want something that'll make you cry, you know what to watch.
There you go. Or put you to sleep. Who knows? Next up on the Edge 88.1 is Tony Montana by Future. I love it. On the Edge 88.1. Because I love this Des Moines radio mashup. Isn't that right, Noah?
Yes, it is, Ben.
That's right. And you know what else I love? I love that Alex Jones has apologized for pushing and promoting the Pizzagate scandal. Now,
what is the Pizzagate scandal?
For those of you that don't know what the Pizzagate scandal is, and apparently Noah's included, Pizzagate is a fake news story.
Okay.
Whoa! That there was a sex trafficking ring being run out of the basement of, I believe it's called Comet's Ping Pong Pizza Parlor, or something like that, in a small town. And Alex Jones pushed this on his radio show that there was this alleged sex trafficking ring being run out of the bottom of this pizza parlor by like Democratic Party officials and stuff like that. It's this weird conspiracy theory akin to the like spaghetti monster thing. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And a man took it seriously and went into this pizza parlor and opened fire with an AR-15. No injuries, but that for you is Pizzagate.
That's pretty crazy that somebody would take it that seriously, that they would just go in there, no questions asked, guns a-blazing, not even talking to the police or and maybe investigating a little bit more than something they just heard on a radio show.
Isn't it? I mean, I know we're jokesters and tricksters and stuff, but by the time it gets to us or Alex Jones, I mean, someone's usually already taken care of it. Yeah. It's not super breaking by that point. Anyway, Next up on the Edge 88.1 is Jumpman by Drake and Future. I hope you enjoy. Think a little bit about your fake news. That was Jumpman with Drake featuring Future on the Edge 88.1.
Jumpman.
That's right, Noah. Now, Noah, maybe do you get someone who maybe uses social media a little too much?
Definitely. I definitely will get on my Snapchat, and you'll be watching people's Snapchat stories. You'll be trying to click through them, but they're videos, and it's like over 180 seconds long, and you're like, what are these people doing?
Right. So, now, maybe a rational response to that is, I mean, don't watch it. Or maybe unfriend that person on Snapchat. Well, these teenagers did not exactly take the rational or high road on this one. So, this girl was sending out too many Snapchats. Too many!
Uh-oh.
Do you hear me? Too many Snapchats. And these boys decided this has got to end. They invited her out to a canal, and they shot her in the dome.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, that is an extreme reaction, I would say.
I don't know if I've ever gotten that fed up with somebody Snapchatting.
That's right. Especially to premeditate something like that is kind of intense.
There's got to be some kind of background going on besides just the Snapchat.
There's got to be. Oh, well, I guess we'll have to find out later. Next up on Edge 88.1 is Sleeping Dogs by Zakk Wylde. I can change the world, and you can too by listening to more Des Moines Radio Mashup, Edge 88.1. Isn't that right, Noah?
Yes, sir.
That's right. And in the news, Dave Mnuchin, I believe, is under fire. The Secretary of the Treasury, Stephen Mnuchin is under fire. Secretary of the Treasury for promoting one of the films that he produced back in his civilian life as a film producer. Now, he's not allowed to do that as Secretary of the Treasury. He's got to be totally impartial. He can't promote anything that he's worked on.
So when he's promoting it, is it just because now that he's in that position, it's not all right for him to promote it then?
That would be correct. So he acknowledged this when he, quote-unquote, promoted this movie, which happened to be Lego Batman, by the way, which is a great movie.
I haven't seen it yet, unfortunately.
You should. Great movie. Not promoting anything, but great movie. And he acknowledged that he wasn't supposed to promote anything, but you should all totally send your kids to see Lego Batman. That was kind of,
that's a little bit sketchy, I guess.
A little bit. Maybe don't say that. He also, when asked his favorite movie, he said Avatar, another movie, by the way, that he produced. He's like, largest grossing movie ever, which kind of tells you his criteria for selecting movies at movie night.
I see.
I don't think I'd go to a movie night with him.
You don't think so?
No, because two of the movies that he labeled misrepresentations happen to be some of my favorite movies. Wolves of Wall Street and The Big Short. Some of my favorite movies, and he's maybe not a fan.
Oh, so he's saying that they're too dramatized?
Yeah, oh well. He just makes me gonna go. Next up on Edge 88.1 is Make Me with Britney Spears and G-Eazy. Make me ooh, ooh, ooh on the Edge 88.1. What's up, Noah?
Not much. I mean, I'd like it if you'd sing a little bit less, but okay.
How about more for you? Noah, something. I mean, I'm not gonna sing a little bit less, but something that might, make you feel a little bit better.
Okay.
Is some breakthrough cancer research. I mean, it's not a cure, but scientists have now discovered that cancer is, largely caused by bad luck. Really? Yeah, just random genetic mutations in the cells when they're dividing and replenishing your body cause about 66% of cancers to
that's crazy.
To be entirely random.
I feel like it's very forced on us a lot that cancer is produced definitely by certain substances or being around certain things.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this doesn't mean go out and take up smoking or, take a vacation in Chernobyl or anything. Because, about 25% of cancer is still caused by environmental factors. And, lung cancer is almost entirely caused by tobacco. But it does mean that childhood cancers are largely entirely by chance and not hereditary.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, just a little love for those people with that kind of hardship out there. Next up on Edge 88.1 for you is Same Love by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
Welcome back to Des Moines Radio Mashup Station here with Ben and Bardwell. Ben,
What's up?
I'm going to start off by talking about my favorite website.
Your favorite website of all time?
GBUmedia.com,
Oh my
where
gosh,
you can
my favorite
see a
website.
bunch of student-run awesome stories, whether they're written or videotaped or they're podcasted. And there's a cool story I saw on there recently by our very own T, and she talks about and videotapes our Viking Swing Club to give us some information about that.
That's
and
right. You know why that's your favorite that you were watching?
Yeah.
Because I'm in it.
Yeah, it is my favorite.
I look terrible.
You look fantastic. Ben, you always look great on camera.
Yeah. Apparently the camera adds they say 10 pounds. As it turns out, it's 50 or 60.
Oh my. Okay, but she interviews Stacy Venner for the Viking Swing Club, and you can learn all about that.
Nice. She was
on
such a nice lady. You can see her on gbmedia.com. That's
exactly.
Right. What's up next on Edge 88.1, Noah?
Hardwired by Metallica.
Oh, I love this song. Yeah, focus on it. Yeah.
That was Focus by Ariana Grande, not by Ben. But you're back on the Edge 88.1 with Ben and Noah.
If you couldn't tell by the amazing singing.
I'm sorry, Ben, but I don't mean to be rude, but...
No.
So, this weird story, Ben. Too rude for the road. This man's license plate he has he just has his last name on the back,
Okay.
Grauber. It's a German last name,
Yeah.
but the only problem is that if you use your English accent to pronounce it, it's pronounced grab her with no space in
Oh,
between.
no.
So this man's had this license plate as a gift for 25 years, and he got it taken away after one person complained about
because it's only just now become relevant.
Yeah,
given,
exactly.
recent presidential events.
Yeah, that's definitely it, and I'm not sure even how to pronounce it. I tried to pronounce it as German as possible, but it was...
Yeah,
it kind of sucks for him, because it's his last name. He must be proud of his German heritage.
Yeah, and I think they can just grandfather him in. Obviously, he's had it for, 25 years?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the dude's fine. One complaint in 25 years is pretty good, as far as I'm concerned. I've only been driving for, 4 or 5 years at this point, maybe 6, I don't remember. But I've had many complaints, most of them from people in blue get-ups and driving black and white cars. Maybe that's just me. What's up next on Edge 80.1, Noah?
Up next is Starving by Haley Steinfeld and Gray, Feet Zed. That was No Direction by Cheap Trick. And Ben, I've got another piece of a weird story for you about Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson?
And
my hero.
A lot of times you see those hoaxes going around about people dying, like celebrities especially. And now that Willie Nelson has gotten a lot older, there has been one released recently that by Radar Online that quoted an anonymous source that said he was deathly ill and he couldn't perform and he could barely sing. It was really interesting, and it ended up being the definition of fake news, because his press secretary came out and said he's totally fine, and then pretty much right after that he went on stage and performed in Texas in front of 75,000 people.
Wow. Well, it sounds like he's in good health.
Exactly.
He certainly doesn't have glaucoma, that's for sure.
Yeah, it seems like he's been doing pretty well. He seems pretty alive, vibrant, and warm. Up next, on the Edge 88.1, we've got Cold, Cold Man by Saint Hotel. Welcome back to the Edge 88.1 with Ben and Bardwell. Ben, do you want to make $5?
I'd love to make some $5. No.
Well, I can tell you about a way you can through FedEx. If you're on the FedEx website and you're trying to do some downloading or print off some pages, you need to download Flash. So FedEx will give you a $5 discount off a $30 purchase or more to download Flash and use it on their website because it's essential.
Isn't Flash that thing that I deleted ages ago because it's outdated and garbage?
Yes, it is, Ben.
Whoa! Wow, it sounds like FedEx maybe needs to update instead of offering. Maybe they should use that money to like invest in web
Updating
infrastructure.
their software so people don't have to download Flash every time. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
YouTube dropped Flash in like 2015, I think. So
Twitch dropped Flash. Like all the big platforms have dropped it and moved away from it. So I think maybe FedEx, maybe it's time to break up with Flash.
it might be time. But you know what it is time for, Ben?
What's it time for now?
More music on the Edge, 88.1.
Oh, is that Des Moines Radio Mashup?
Yes, sir.
Oh!
Up next, you got Kiss Me Through the Phone. You're listening to The Edge, 88.1, and that was Junkyard by Zach Brown Band. And that's a song that I like. And you know another song I like, Ben?
What's another song you like?
Margaritaville by
Oh,
Jimmy
Margaritaville.
Buffett. That's a classic. And
It's a classic.
something interesting Jimmy Buffett's been doing lately.
What's up? What's his new business venture that I'm hearing so much about, Noah?
He's been deciding to invest some money in nursing homes, and I'll give you one guess of the name of the nursing homes, Ben.
Is it Margaritaville?
Yes, it is, Ben.
Sweet. That does seem like his prime demographic after all.
That is true, and his first openings of homes are going to be in Daytona, Florida, the primetime retirement state, and they expect to make over 7,000 2- to 3-bedroom houses for older retired people to live in.
Wow. Excellent. That's really cool. And, like, kind of a cool thing for Jimmy Buffett to do.
Yeah, it's interesting to see people who have devoted their lives to music and other things to progressing into different aspects. Up next,
Yeah, absolutely.
we got So Much to Say by Dave Matthews Band. That was So Much to Say by Dave Matthews Band. Ben, I've got so much to say about the laser-wielding robots that protect Norway's salmon supply.
Are they sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their foreheads?
I mean, if you take out the sharks, you've pretty much got what's over in Norway. Lately, there's been water lice that have been infesting Norway's salmon supply, and the way that they've come up with for the solution to take care of these lice is to set up a laser that will, with high-speed capturing algorithms, to fire on the lice, incinerate them, and the laser doesn't harm the fish at all because it reflects off their scales.
Whoa, that's fancy dancy.
Exactly.
I'm
And
impressed with you, Norway.
Norway is pretty sweet, you know. They have lots of fjords, and they're
Apparently so.
producing some of the world's most salmon. They produce 2.5 million tons of salmon a year.
You know, Noah, we got a lot of fjords here too, but, you know, mine's in the shop right now, so I guess it'll have to wait. What's up next on Edge 88.1, Noah?
Up next on the Edge 88.1, Ben, we have Won't Stop Running by A Great Big World. You're listening to the Edge 88.1 with Ben and Bardwell.
That's right! Whoa, it feels so upbeat, Noah.
It is very upbeat because I'm going to be talking about a woman who didn't get the second part of a job interview because she asked a simple, basic question.
I think it's a question that we'd all ask. I mean, it's a pretty universal question for job interviews.
Yeah, she was wondering what her wages and benefits would be, and the company promptly replied that they didn't want her part of their business culture because they expected her to not be interested in that, I guess. That doesn't really make sense to me. I feel like people need to eat, you know? You need to figure out what you're working with while you're applying for this job.
Yeah, like, I don't want to apply to a full-time position and learn that I'm making $9.95 an hour.
No breaks, nothing offered. You're working on Christmas. It's definitely really tough, and especially a lot of the interview process lately, I feel like it's kind of still a gray area of when you ask that. And the CEO of the company actually reached out and said that's not our actual company values, and asked her back for the second interview, of course, after it blew up over social media.
Yeah, you gotta backpedal after that.
Yeah, she's probably gonna, and I'm guessing she probably won't go back to the second interview.
No, I certainly wouldn't want to work for that branch. What's up next on H88.1, Noah?
Up next, we have Red Dress by Magic! This is The Edge, 88.1.
Awesome.